Hey everyone, welcome back to another Blue Surf trading video. It's Sunday, what is today, the 15th, 6/15/2025, and we're going to go over a little something I saw in the futures market that I think is interesting, and then we'll go over gold, oil, and some of the Forex pairs real fast, and then we'll look at the Nasdaq futures price action from Thursday and Friday. So this is the micro Nasdaq. And so we've broken this structure and pulled back. And then we'll go to the S&P, micro S&P, same deal. But then the YM, the Dow, it broke the low. Here's the same structure. It actually broke the low. Now it's pulled back, and now we're above VWAP. So if you're looking to either short the Nasdaq and the S&P, or maybe you're saying, well, the Dow was weaker, and now you're going to be bullish on the S&P and the Nasdaq. Not sure what you want to do. I can't tell you what to do, but I thought that was an interesting thing to look at if you're just starting out looking at the charts for the week. Who knows what's going to happen overnight? This week, I think, is rollover week, so be safe out there. So let's quickly go to gold and oil. We're going to look at gold on the 15-minute chart. This actually looked better earlier when I looked at it because it was down here, and I thought maybe it would make a new high, and that's what exactly happened. It stayed above these lows here. It made a new high. On the 4-hour, it's just grinding and grinding. You don't really have we've swept this high here. I mean, what are you going to do here? Wait for a pullback and then on the 15-minute chart and then try to get in like something way down here? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's like I said, it looked better down here before it spiked up. So we'll look at oil. This is the 4-hour. Had a huge sweepy candle. I don't know if we swept anything, did we? We're way up here. So I guess it's not a sweepy candle. It's just a crazy wicky candle. 15-minute chart. It's a pullback into these areas here. Not quite a break and retest of this area. Basically, you're looking at this and saying, okay, is this a pullback for more downside, or have we started going up to break this high? Or you could come up, sweep this area, and then come to the downside. On the 1-minute chart, you're probably looking for a Gann reversal, and it starts right here, so you missed that. This does look like a corrective move, but you never know. In these situations, you can have another corrective move, and then another corrective move back up. So that's the analysis on oil. Based on the new conflict in the Middle East, you would think that we're going to keep grinding higher, but you just never know. I mean, news can come out. There can be a ceasefire. They can also use the fact that people think that oil is going to keep grinding up to keep getting orders in this area and then take it lower. So you just never know. Like I said, I can't tell you what to do because I'm not a financial advisor, but I honestly would stay away from oil until we know more. EURUSD. Look at the 4-hour. Got a pullback, break and retest of this area right here. We wicked off of it. We gapped down a little on the open. Let's go to the 15-minute. You have a pullback. We broke this structure level here with this impulse. Now we're pulling back. If it breaks this area, maybe you want to start looking for upside. Right now, there's no trade. There's nothing you can do here. Look for a Gann swing, maybe an impulse, and you have one right here. So we are in an up wave on the 1 minute chart. So here is a good lesson. So you move down. Some people call this a 5-wave move, 5-wave corrective move, but it always could be like this too. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and this is just a correction within wave 3. So it's subjective. But when you get a pullback and then you get an impulse that breaks this structure, then pulls back to the 50%, a lot of times you get the next move. Here's a perfect example right here. Same deal. Some people would call that a 5-wave move. Others would say 1, 2, 3, and then this wave right here is just a correction of this. Then what do you have? An impulse that breaks this structure, pulls back to about 50%, and here's your next wave after that. That's a perfect example. Here's another example right here. 1, 2, 3. Impulse breaks the structure, pulls back, next wave. So there's 3 examples right in a row. Now we're doing it again. Now, Murphy's Law says this is the one that's going to fail. So just be careful with that. But this is a good market lesson. Look for these patterns. They happen on every time frame, from the monthly to all the way down to the 1 minute chart. So let's check the other dollar pairs, see what they're up to. Sometimes you can kind of look at all 3 main dollar pairs, the pound, the euro, and the Aussie, and see if you can kind of gauge what everything is doing. See, this is the same pattern, but it's a little different. So you have a 3-wave move down on the 15-minute, break the structure up, impulse, pulls back. We're way past the 50%, and now are we moving up the same way? So this looks like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Now we go way back. Difficult to say, but this does look like a Gann swing up. So once you break this, you're in a new wave up on the 1 minute chart. So pound and euro look bullish. Aussie. Aussie's in a bigger correction to the downside, it looks like. And you still have a partially the same pattern. This is a bigger corrective move, but you still have this 1, 2, 3 wave down, come up. You haven't really broken it. It's kind of equal highs here, and then you pull back. So we'll see if you get a follow through, and we'll see if the dollar pairs are actually bullish. So let's go back to the Nasdaq, and we'll look at Thursday and Friday's price action. Okay, so we got VWAP on here. Back to Thursday at the open. So you had this, here's the London session. You got to move up here at 4 a.m., move back down, equal lows, got an impulse. Here's that same pattern we were talking about on the Forex market. You broke this structure level, pulled back, not quite to 50%, then you get the next wave. So where's the open here? Here's New York open right here. Come up on the 5-minute chart, you pull back. If you were a break and retest trader, you made good money here. That's a 2-to-1. Your stop would go here below this, and you would enter around the 50% right here. Here's another nice break and retest. Some people would have taken this inside bar. Then you kind of hang out within this range here until 3:30. I usually get out. I don't trade past 3 o'clock usually. So that's the 5-minute chart. Let's see if we have any. I don't see any good signal candles here. Like I said, if you were an inside bar trader and you take this, your stop would have gone here, Here's a second entry candle right here. That looks good, but I don't really take second entries. Some people do, like I said. I used to trade the inside bar setups, but I don't really anymore. I just look for signal candles. This one's not very good because it's a big doji. It's too big. Here's another second entry, but here's one right here. It's profitable, but it's another doji candle. I mean, are you really going to take that? If you haven't had any trades, it also doesn't break this low here. So I guess you could say it's a flat correction. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't break the low, but it's suspect. We can look on the 3-minute chart and see if there was any price action. Here, there's break and retests. So the 3-minute chart, still not seeing anything. Check the 1 minute. See if there's a nice signal candle we can look at. Here's one. You have an ABC move. Which one is that? Is that the first break and retest? Okay. We're back down near VWAP. We have this big candle here. What is the, see what the, all right, so this is an ABC move. We have one. This is actually a swing here. So one, and this is an inside bar. So technically it's 1, 2, 3, signal candle on the 1 minute. That is a great trade right there. Here's an inside bar. That's a nice one. Like I said, I don't take those anymore, but here's another one. Here's another ABC with a signal candle. So you have 1, 2, 3. Nice signal here. It's also a 1 to 2 risk reward. That's cool. Both, and you're done by 11 if you take those. So 5-minute chart, the break and retests. I mean, 1-minute chart too. Here it is here and here. And then there's some nice signal candles. So that's Thursday. Let's go back to the 5-minute and we'll do Friday. Oh, here's that that trap, that sweepy trap here. Hold on, let's look at this. Okay, so you have the London session, and it starts up around this area. What is it, 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning? You have a little pullback. It sweeps here. There's a swing failure pattern there. It breaks the structure here, and then so you get the here's another. This is the same pattern on the that was on Thursday, but this is a little bit before the New York Open. That break and retest pattern here. So here is the big move down. You sweep this low. If you were a break and retest trader, like we've been talking about, you would have bought around this area, the 50% retrace, or sometimes people will want to take this little order block candle right here, which is the last down candle before the move. So let's say if you get in here or here, you get stopped out. But if you're a Gann swing trader, you're looking for Gann Uturns, like Quant Trade Edge is responsible for that U-turn term, I think. That's where I heard it. But Gann swings, regardless. Let's take a look on that, the 1-minute chart. I think I had this drawn out already. So we're going to look for the Gann swing. Here it is. Pretty corrective move. I mean, let's see. I don't have it on here. I thought I had it on here. Okay, let's, is that on the micro? Maybe I drew it on the micro. Here it is. Okay. So I had a comment in one of my videos that said I should draw out the pattern when talking about these Gann swings. So here it is. You have a move up. You have the breakdown of a candle that makes a high. It sweeps the low, comes back up, and then the U-turn would make when it happens again. So actually, you know what? I was thinking that this, here it is, okay. This line should be up here. You know what? Let's redraw the whole thing. All right, so here's a good lesson. With these sweepy candles, like you want a close, like you want this candle right here to close down here, but because it's the 1 minute chart, I can't go lower on this trading view. So I don't know if it came up, broke the high, then came down and broke the low, which again, I don't think you would really count that as a Gann swing. Same here. This is another sweepy candle here. I don't know if it came down and then went, which you would count, or if it went up, then came down. So in my back testing of these Gann swings, I have counted it because it's more for educational purposes. So we have a move up, move down, move up, move down, boom. So you would put your stop or your entry here. Stop goes here. If this was a bigger correction, bigger than this, I would put my stop below here. But if they're equal, it goes below. So now, if you don't want to count those smaller swings, then this whole thing would be your first wave. Then this would be the first swing here. Move up, second swing, boom. Then, excuse me. Then your stop would go here. This goes up. So, and like I said before, the stop order to go long would be here, and your stop would go here. And like I said before, I would put it here instead of at the bottom because this wave, this is smaller, this is bigger. So that's the way I've been doing the back tests. So there's a little lesson. When you see this sweep, you're either going to try to look, if you're bullish, you're going to try to look for an impulse up. And if you're bearish, you're going to wait for the sweep, wait for the correction, and then boom, downside. So it would depend. All right, so we have any signal candles here? It looks like we do. A perfect one right off of this structure after an impulse and a three-wave move. Uh-oh, but look. What do you do here? Do you take this signal candle? It does look like you get a 1-to-1. So maybe if you either get the 1-to-1, hopefully, or you're going to be stopped out. Let's see. Looks like you get it. It's going to be close, though. If you don't, you can buy this one, go for a 1-to-1 or a 1-for-2, 1-to-2. So that's good. We finally found a 5-minute signal candle. I used to take these signal candles here, but because it didn't sweep the low, see how this candle sweeps the low and then closes bullish? those are the ones I currently take. Not so much on the 15-minute chart, but I do a lot on the 1 minute, the 2000 tick futures chart, and the 10 range chart. I actually, when it was back in April, when it was really volatile, I used to take them on the 100 range futures chart, which is 25 points. Here's another good one here. Like I said, it comes down, closes back up. This is actually a Rob Hoffman inventory retracement bar, it looks like too. So this is another Rob Hoffman inventory retracement bar, but it closes bearish. I don't think it matters to him. I think he still takes those. I've back tested both these and these types of signal candles. They're both good. I think my back testing shows that this type of signal candle has a little bit higher percentage, but it would depend on the strength of the trend, the strength of the impulsive wave, and things like that. So this is something to test right here. Let's I actually have the Rob Hoffman indicator. There you go. And here's the other one. See, both the bearish and the bullish and the bearish bars give the arrow for a signal. There's another one here. That's nice. A little more of a doji, but I think the indicator counts it as a signal if it closes up 40% of the candle. No, this was the 1 minute chart. I was counting it as the 5 minute. I was like, oh, we finally got a 5 minute signal bar. Nope, it's the 1 minute all along. So we got some good trades. We got some good signal bars. We learned a little bit. We covered the oil, gold, Forex, dollar pairs. Oh, you know what? Well, we didn't do all the dollar pairs. Let's do the two other ones. We'll do the CAD and the yen. Here's the 4-hour chart on the CAD. We're in the downtrend. Sometimes you're going to get where the CAD looks a little similar to the Aussie, but this looks like it's pretty bearish. It's not looking like the other pairs in reverse. I wouldn't know what to do here. I mean, what I'm thinking, if you wanted to trade this pair, I'd wait for this 3-wave move and then either try to get in on the 1 or 5 minute to the downside, or wait for a pullback, and if you're bullish by that point, maybe try to get on the 1 minute. I mean, are you at a place on the 4-hour where it would make sense to be bullish? I mean, you're down here in this kind of a little bit of resistance here. Maybe. We'll have to see during the week. I mean, see if the CAD, how much the CAD and the dollar are affected by the airstrikes and things like that. Nothing here on the 15-minute either. Let's go to the 4-hour. You're in this range. If I was bullish, I would be looking for a 15-minute pullback, which you got right here. So you're a little late. So look for the break and retest. And nothing here right now. If you were bearish, you could say, here's your correction. And now here's another correction. So if you're bearish, I would wait till this area and then see what happens. All right, so we covered a lot of pairs. See what the ES is doing. Yeah. 15 minutes. So what do you guys think? We're going to break the low? Or was the Dow just so weak and we're going to come up and break this high? We'll see tonight and tomorrow morning. Like I said, I think it's rollover week. I think we're coming to the end of the June contracts. So be careful. You might want to size down. It's not financial advice. I can't tell you what to do. I think I'm going to size down this week. Last week was a bad week for me because it was a little bit crazy and a little rangy. But I hope you learned something in this video. I want to start doing these market recaps and market analysis, like chart setups for the week ahead every Sunday from now on. But you never know. People get busy. And it's hard to keep up with these videos. I also want to start doing, there's been a while since I did one of the Gann swing or swing failure pattern videos. I want to start keeping up with that more. So hopefully I can get that done within the next 2 days. So look for those videos. I hope you learned something. And good luck this week. And I really, really hope that you do well. All right. See you in the next video.